Avast me hearties, and welcome to Tabletop Simulator with our Guardian and Tiny Epic Pirates, designed by Scott Alms, produced by Gamelin Games. This is a Rondel action selection game in which today I'm playing the solo mode against Fearless Annabelle, and we are attempting to gain money, bury treasure, and win the game. In the solo mode, winning is very simple. Whoever buries 3 treasure the first is the winner. Yes, before we get started, you're going to tell me about Avi. Pirates didn't actually do that. When they did bury treasure, it's just to evade the authorities, and they came up and dug it up later. Agreed. That's not how this game works, though. So, suck it up, mate. Soak it up. Alright, my friends. So, what happens on a given turn? It's quite simple. You choose which action you want to take. If you take the action right next to yours, you don't have to do anything. I played a test game already. I just want to mix things up just so that things are nice and different. I made a pretty giant rules goof that, as always, pretty much undermined my entire strategy. Okay. So, on a turn, you take your captain and you move them around the captain's wheel. You can move 1 space for free. You must move, by the way. You can't just stay where you work. You must move. So you can move 1 space for free. And if you want to have extra spaces, you take people out of your ship and put them on the wheel. So, there are 5 basic actions in the game. You can unlock bonus actions, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. Oh, do I get a surefire token to start the game? I don't think I do, but maybe I do. Oh, I didn't realize that. You have to pick a specific kind of booty. So I'm the first player, which means I get the cheapest good, which is in fact rum. And they're going to get coffee. I did that wrong last game too. I thought you got random booty, but no, you get it in order. Well, there we are then. Unless... Okay, so I don't get a surefire token. That's actually what I really came for here. Let me just make sure that the solo person doesn't get random booty. No, it's normal setup. Okay, cool. So, 5 actions. So on a turn, you select your action. You then move your ship, and then you do the action. At the start of the game, human players can move 1 space, plus 1 for every deckhand in the rigging. I believe at the start of the game you have to have everybody in the same place. Oh, it's interesting. I can always juggle my assignments for my deckhands. That's very nice. Okay. That could be very helpful. I like that a lot. Okay. Cool. So that's that. It's an ability I didn't use last game, which is probably another reason why I had so many issues. Anyway. 5 actions. So once you selected your action, you get to move your ship, and then you get to do the action. First, we have plunder. In order to plunder, very simple. You go to any spot on the board that has a settlement to plunder. Like boop or boop. If it's got 1 little question mark, you get 1 good from the booty bag. If it's got 2, you get, wait for it, 2. Pretty easy. Next we have fight. I'm going to skip fight for right now. But we'll come back to it very quickly. Also, it's going to buck me. That should be right there. Search. If there's a search token on your spot, which there should be. What the hell? Well, that's fun. I also didn't reshuffle the search tokens, but I'm kind of lazy and I don't remember what they were anyway. So let me... But yeah, if you get the search action, you just flip over the search token and you get whatever the benefit is. Search tokens are always good. There is no such thing as a bad search token. They all give benefits of one kind or another. Next, we have crew up. You may have up to 4 crew in your ship plus your captain. And let's look at the crew. So crew all offer 2 bonuses. First off, at the top of the card, you make it more likely to hit on a particular die roll. On the bottom, you get a bonus action. So in this case, whenever I take the plunder action, I get to bury treasure if I can do so legally. Whenever I take the trade action, I can take the search action. Whenever I take the search action, I can move my ship again. And they all make it a little bit easier to hit in combat, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. Lastly, we have the trade action. One second. Oh, pardon me. The trade action is going to a port and selling the good that they request. Every port wants only one type of good. Like, for instance, our pals over here want coffee. They'll buy all the coffee we've got, but they will only buy coffee. These folks here will only buy gunpowder. The other goods are rum and sugarcane. Where is the sugar? There it is. There's 2 of every kind of port. These cards, by the way, are shuffled randomly to rebuild a new map every time you play, which is very cool, I think. It adds a lot to your strategy and everything else. Once you have sold as much of that particular good as you'd like, that good immediately goes down to number 2 on the track, and everything else moves up. So once you sell a good, it becomes the least valuable good. So there's a bit of market manipulation in here too. So I skipped fighting. Let's talk about the shooting. Whenever you fight, you roll a certain number of dice. In this case, I get 2 dice at the beginning of the game, upgradable to 3 when I'm famous enough. If you... Oh, if I defeat the other ship, I see. Okay. You roll the dice, and you check for every crewman and your captain and the numbers that the dice they have at the top. So in this case, if I rolled, let's say this for instance, let's just roll for fun. I don't know, I'm rolling 3 dice. How about I try rolling 2 dice? Which is the number of dice I should be rolling. Okay. So let's say I rolled 2 6s with Captain Carmen Rouge. I would get absolutely no hits. She doesn't have a 6 at the top of her card. But if I had my good friend Nobody, I still wouldn't get a 6. Okay, bad example. So let's roll again. Just one more time. A 1 and a 3. That would count as 2 hits, because I've got the 1 and I've got the 3. So it is the number of points you have on the dice plus the number of times that you press off the card. But let's say I also had Mr. Cutter Fang. That would give me 1 hit for the 1 and 2 hits for the 3s, because he's got a 3 at the top of his card. That's combat. If you're fighting a merchant, you have to beat a very specific level. 2 in this case. If you're fighting the other player, you see more hits than that. If you succeed, good stuff happens. If you fail, you get a surefire token, which isn't a bad compensation, but you don't do whatever it is you were trying to do. Those are the 5 basic actions. You also get bonus actions based on your captain and your crew. So whenever I take the search action, I can also bury treasure, or I can take the fire action. Burying treasure is the point of the game. How does that work? Very simply. You are trying to get a certain number of gold pieces before you bury, depending on where you end up wanting to bury. There's only two options. There's 12 and there's 13. Once you have enough gold, you can take anything that goes through the bury action and you can bury your treasure, putting the treasure out on the board. You are then one step closer to winning the game. There's some other bonus actions that might come up. I'm going to wait and talk about those when they become relevant so we can talk about what the solo player is going to be doing. I haven't talked about crossing the ship line yet. We'll worry about that when we get there. So, the solo player will always roll one Dice-Reno in order to decide what they're going to do. You'll notice around the ship's wheel, they have different dice. This is the action that the captain is obsessed with getting. They will do anything they possibly can to get there, including dropping their people out to move more quickly. If they get a 6, they get their fancy super action. Every single one, and this drives me bonkers, it's one of the things I don't love about the solo mode, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video, is every action has a bonus action by default. So they always get to do 2 things in every single turn, which is not ideal, but whatever. They get to bury instantly as soon as they get their 12 gold, and they get these powerful legend actions. Like, they search every single area around them, which is pretty crazy. You'll notice there's 3 other ships on the board. We have the Navy ship and the 2 merchants. Merchants can be sunk for money and loot, and later on, legend points, which only really matter to me as the human, not to the solo player. The Navy ship just kicks your ass. And it's really bad. It's much worse for humans than it is for the AI, but regardless, that's where we are. So, let's randomize the order of the goods, just for funsies. No, we can't do that, because I took the time to already put out the stuff. So we have to do it that way now. Oh well. That's the game. We keep taking turns until somebody buries their 3rd treasure, at which point the game ends immediately. In a multiplayer game, by the way, it doesn't end immediately. Everyone gets one more turn, but in this game, all we care about is who buries the 3 treasures first. So, without any further ado, I shall take my first turn. So, our first action is plunder. And plundering is really strong. My next action would then be fire. And defeating merchants is worth it. It just is. But also, I want to make it as valuable as possible. I have rum, and none of the merchants has rum. Oh, that's the other player's ship. That is tempting. Plus, it's right on the way to sell my rum. So yes, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go... So first, I assign my deckhand, my captain. Done. Next, I can rejigger any of my people any way I'd like. I definitely want to have lots of cannon power, because I have plans, my friends. I have lots of plans. So I'm going to go 1. And I'm going to go ahead and plunder this settlement. I get 1 free booty cube. And it is gunpowder. Very nice. That is my entire turn. I don't have any bonus actions when I plunder. It's fine. Next, we have the AI. So we're going to roll a die, and the die's going to tell them what to do. Or her eyes, should say. They want to go to space 5. So they're going to go... Leave a dude. Leave a dude. Leave a dude. Oh, so sad. They can't make it to 5. But 5 tells them what they want to do. They want to go towards me. So that's what they're going to do. So they're going to come over and hang out with me. Next, they take their action, which is the crew action. Now, they take crew from the top of the deck, not from there. And they get Silent Shimus, who's just a guaranteed hit. Gross. Doesn't help them hit, but it's still a guaranteed hit. I don't like that. Any hoozle. They then get a bonus action. Because they crewed, they get 1 gold. That is blue done with their turn. Now it's me. Now, I am slightly paused about the idea of fighting them this early. So if I win, I get a legend level, though. And a legend level is just flat out good. It's really beneficial to have it. On the flip side, if I lose, I get jostled. But here's the thing. I could move everyone into the rigging. I get that. Oh, then I could reach the merchant. I could do that. If I put everyone... If I put you in the rigging, I can then go... I can already go 2 spaces. What am I talking about? I definitely want to double up on cannons. So I'm going to go after the merchant ship instead. 1, 2. So I hit the storms. Storms mean that I'm jostled, which means one of my crew has to go to fix the ship. We're going to put the person in the rigging to go fix the ship. Done. Now I'm going to fight you. Comrade Orange. I want your gunpowder, damn it. Gunpowder is extremely lucrative, so if I can time my actions correctly, this could be a very big payday for us. Where's the nearest gunpowder port? You... Oh no, you buy gunpowder, and who else buys gunpowder? All the way over there. Alright. So I'm going to fight the merchant ship. It's going to be great. There we go. So, I just have to beat 2 hits in order to be successful against Mr. McOrange here. It's not going to be easy. I got to get a 1, 2, or 3 twice. However, I have 2 hits guaranteed because of my people manning the guns. So as long as I get 1 hit, I will be victorious. And I got 4 hits, which is checks notes, more than 2. So I plunder your gunpowder. I get $2. And this card gets discarded and a new one comes out. So the merchant now goes, yipe, 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 yipe. Wants to get as far away from the bloodthirsty pirates as possible. And he gets some new loot. He gets himself some rum. Very nice. Wait, I feel like a potato. On the trade action, can I sell everything? No, I can't because they only do 1 port. That's right. That's right. Okay. I also forgot to move my captain. That was pretty dumb. So we're going to do search, then crew, then trade. Perfect. I can go nice and slowly. Or I can just drop people off so I can take the search action that much faster. Okay. So what are you going to do, Annabelle? So she really wants to go to 1. But she can't, because she can only move 1 space. She doesn't have any more deckhands, so sucks to be you. She's going to move toward the orange ship, and she gets to move 2 spaces. So blue is going to go 1, 2. And she takes the search action. No, she doesn't. Yes, she does. So she's going to flip over the token here. It is a very cool bonus for me. Not for them. They just get 1 gold. In addition, however, they get their bonus action, which is to trade. And they can trade anywhere they want to. They've only got coffee. So that's what they're going to sell coffee. Which will earn them 3 gold. One, two, three. So you'll notice, blue is doing quite well and is already somewhat close to burying treasure. I've got to catch up to them. And I can do so if I sell my gunpowder. But, here's my concern though. It's going to take me a lot of moves to get over to here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to be a pokey boy. But I'm going to shift both my people to the rigging. So I move first, then I take a search action. So I'm going to go a 1-2. And I get a free surefire token. That is quite nice, actually. That means I can set any die phase to anything I want to when I'm fighting. Very handy indeed. Okay. You want to go to 5. Well, you can't do that. You can go to 1, though. And then you pick them up. When you pick someone up, can you put them right back down, or do you just pick them up? So that's an interesting question. I don't know whether it can place and drop on the same turn. Yeah, I don't think... Because they didn't have it to put down, so yes, I think they just stopped there. It is going to cross a ship line, so we'll see what that does here in just a moment. They want to plunder. And whenever she plunders, she takes gold from me, which is very annoying, but okay. We'll just do that now. They always plunder just 1 good, and they got sugarcane. Okay. Now we cross the ship line. So the orange merchant wants to move towards the other port. I think there's a rule where it'll never put merchants on the same space. That's only for the... Oh, I move it for it. Okay. Okay. So I'm basically moving for them because they crossed the ship line. So... Oh, they didn't move, did they? They should have moved one toward the orange. They should have moved toward the orange merchant. They already did that. I'm a potato. Sorry. Orange and green have both moved. The Navy ship is going to move 2 spaces because no one has any treasure, and he wants to hunt down the person who just moved, so he's going to go 1 and 2. That's it for them. So, I have a bit of an issue here, but it's not a huge issue. I could drop a deckhand so I could go and sell right away. But I need to do the search action to plunder. To bury right now. Does anyone else have the bury action? Cutter Fang does. Like, I'll get to bury eventually. I just don't know that I love the idea of getting some crew would be pretty good. It'd make me better in combat for sure. And just more chances to bury is just flat out good. But I'd like to cover other dice if I can to increase my chances of getting a hit. No, I will take the crew up action. Unless they somehow get gunpowder and can tank the market, I still benefit. I think I'd do the crew up action anywhere. I do have to be in a cove to crew up. Yeah, I don't have to be in a cove. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take Cutter Fang. I know this is kind of doubling down on 2s and 3s. But I like the ability to be able to bury more frequently if I need to. And then you do that. Oh, when I bury treasure, do I get a legend level? I kind of think I would, but maybe I don't. I don't actually get a legend level. That's kind of obnoxious, but okay. I'll survive. Okie dokie. That is me done. Over to the solo player. They get a 1. Well, they're already on 1, which means they want to basically go all the way around the wheel again. So they're going to skip over these 2 because they're already there. They're going to go skip, skip, drop, and skip again. And they pick these 2 back up. And they stop on 5. They want to move towards me. And they take the search action. There's nothing to search on this space, though. But they do get to sell their sugarcane. Sugarcane is currently worth 4 gold. That puts them up at 9 already. That's very worrying to me. But it makes rum more valuable. And coffee more valuable. That is Blue's turn complete. Now I will go. I almost rolled. I don't have to roll. I can decide. I'm going to trade. I'm going to scoot on over to here. And I'm going to sell both my gunpowder for 10 gold. Very nice. That puts me up at 12 gold, which means all I have to do is get to a spot with a 12, and then I can bury it. Ooh, I can bury when I plunder. Oh, that's brilliant synergy. I was thinking the swords is fighting, but it's not. It's plundering, which means I can do it next turn. And I'll get some more stuff. Maybe we'll even get 2 more rum. Oh, that's glorious. This is very good. A5. Well, they're already on 5. So they always jump over this for free. And they're going to drop, drop, stop. So, they did cross the ship line. We'll get back to that. They wanted a 5, so they still try to move towards me. Quit following me, you jerk. They got trade, but they don't have anything on their ship, which is unfortunate. But they get a gold anyway. So that's nice, I guess. Now we do the ship movement. So, merchants move first. I'm moving it for them. So we're just gonna go 1, 2. I kind of like the idea of having the merchant there in case I don't want to fight later on. The Navy ship has to move towards the active player, which is also them. So we're gonna go 1, 2. Very yikes. But that's them done. They don't get any extortion because they had nobody in the rigging at the end there. So, getting gold doesn't really help me right now. And I'm not going to hide out just to get him out of repair, which is the only way I can get him out. So I'm going to ship you both. I'll leave you in rigging for now, I guess. But I'm going to get jostled as soon as I go into there. That's fine. So I can jump over this one for free. That's why it's not colored in, so I get to do that. I'm gonna get wrecked by the pirate ship or the Navy ship. I can't do anything about that though. So I get to plunder first, and this is a double plunder location. I got gunpowder and gunpowder, right? Interesting. Alright. Next. I take the berry action. Reduces my gold to 0. I get to place this out here. And then, merchants move. So this merchant is gonna go here. This one is gonna go here. And, oh no, wait a minute. Hang on, go back where you were. He's got because he's actually technically moving them for me. He's got very weird rules. He wants to go as far away from me as possible. They're both equally far away. So he's going to go vertically. And vertically. And then the Navy ship comes after me. I just get wrecked. I can't fight the Navy. So everybody from assignments and the wheel gets sent to repair. And I can't get them out of repair until I can hide out. So he slows me down quite a lot. Which is not ideal. But I got to bury my treasure, and that's what matters the most. That is the objective of the game, so I will continue onward with Annabelle. Annabelle wants to go to 5, as luck would have it. She can do that. So she moves towards me. No, she doesn't. I guess. Hmm. I guess it could go onto the Navy ship space. It's when the Navy encounters you, not when you encounter the Navy. So I guess he can come hang out. It's gonna be kind of weird, but okay. Cool. They're taking the search action, so you get to flip over whatever the search token is. They get a booty. And they get them some gunpowder. And with the search action, they also get to trade immediately, so they get to sell that gunpowder they just got. Which is only worth 2 gold, which is, however, enough for them to bury their first treasure. Now, they bury it in the cheapest place they can reach. They always go for 12s over 13s. I think they bury cost over distance. Oh, it's just the closest island. Okay. So to them, these are equal. I guess they'll bury it there. Note, when blue buries their treasure, they get an increase of their legend level. They become more powerful. In this case, he gets a guaranteed hit every time he fights in combat. Which is kind of bonkers, but it just seems so weird to me that I don't gain legend when I bury treasure, but okay. Alright, back to me. I would like to be away from the Navy ship, please. I could fight the merchant ship, and that's not terrible, but it also doesn't help. Can I use people from repair to skip? Oh, I can use it for repairs. I didn't know that. Oh, that's very good. Okay. So fighting, not so helpful right now. Not so helpful. So I'm going to put... Yeah, I'm not going to fight. I could fight black or blue. I don't like my chances. And yes, I gained legend level. I don't think it's worth it. So I'm going to skip that action. I don't know why it says green deckhand maple and they're clearly black, but okay. So the question is, do I want to search? I'd like to sell rum. I will search. So I'm going to move down to here. Only one space, but that's okay. I can move one space. I'm going to take the search token, and I get 3 gold on the spot. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Excellent. That concludes my turn. I'm gonna get wrecked by the fucking Navy ship again. Because the Navy ship is a jerk. Oh well. You want to go back to 5. So you're gonna go here. And you stop. Right? There's something about this that I have to keep rereading. Just to make sure. Oh no, because you get to skip over the ones that are already out there, right? Yeah. So he's gonna get to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So leave him behind and pick these two up. Yeah, that's how that works. Okay. So, he is going to the crew up action, which we'll resolve here in a second. It's important to remember that we skipped around, so the ships will move, which we knew would happen. It's a 5, though. That's what they rolled, so they're gonna move towards me. I don't like how he's like glued to me the entire time. He's gonna crew up. Or she's gonna crew up. She just takes the one from the top here. And now she's gonna be able to hit on a 2 or a 5. What the heck even is that one? What? Oh, you to instantly reassign? Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. They don't get any bonus benefits, though. They just get increased dice rolls. So that's fine. They also get 1 gold arena because of that. So that's that. Orange is gonna go, wants to go vertical, but it's gonna go horizontal. Oh no, I decide where they go, don't I? And the Navy comes to the black. The blue player wrecks their shit. It just kicks everyone off the wheel. And in the assignments to repair. Which basically makes it harder to skip. Why did I take the captain off, though? That was dumb. Yeah, the captain gets to hang out. It's everyone else gets kicked off. I just want to double check here that the Navy ship, what the Navy ship does here. I'm pretty sure it just jostles them, but I think that's all that happens here. Yeah, they all just go immediately to repair. Oh, and then it automatically goes to the nearest unoccupied cove. That's interesting. I don't move, I think. Okay, so we're going to go to the nearest unoccupied cove. Which is a little anchor symbol. That's 2 spaces away. That's 3 spaces away. So you're going to go over here. Cool. Oakley dokley. Back to me. Crewing up sounds really good. And as much as I would love to sell before anything bad happens to me, I need more crew. So we're going to crew up. And I'm not going to move because I want to be able to sell. I can trade when there's a Navy ship in my space, right? Yeah, they're just cool with it, I guess. Okay. Cool. So I'm just going to move forward. I'm going to crew up, and I'm going to go ahead and grab. I wouldn't mind getting Sally Sureside, actually. It would give me a 4 and a 6, plus her bonus is really strong. Anytime I search, I get to trade. That's just good. Welcome to the crew, Sally. Welcome to the crew. That concludes my turn. Next up, we have blue. Blue wants to go to number 2, so we're gonna... So what I do, you have to remember that you're like almost pooping them out. So it's like drop them off, skip, drop them off, stop. The ships are all going to move again. Which is kind of interesting, but alright. You rolled a 2, so you want to go toward the green ship. And you can move 2 spaces, right? Yeah, 2 spaces. So you're going to go a 1, 2. You want to fire, but there's no one you can fight? What happens if there's no one for you to fight? Okay, yeah, so you can't attack. And your only bonus is you would be able to move. Oh, you can move 3 spaces because you rolled the attack action. So actually you can get there. You can get to the green dude, and you're going to want to light him up. So here we go. It takes 2 hits to kill green. He gets 2 hits automatically. So unless Annabelle basically rolls a pair of 1s, she's gonna be fine. Or a pair of 3s, or a 1 and a 3, or whatever. She just needs 1 hit. And she got 2 3s. She fails. So she is jostled. And going counterclockwise, so this one goes to repair. But she does get a gold, because she doesn't get surefire tokens. And we do move all the ships, however. Green is going to go here. Orange is going to go here. Actually, I get to decide where they go. Because I get to do that. And then the Navy, she's buried a treasure, which means it really wants to get her. So boop. And everyone is jostled. And you teleport to the nearest unoccupied cove, which is right there. Oakley dokley. It is now my turn. And I'm going to jump over to here, and we're going to get some selling done. I'm going to sell 1 rum for 5 doubloons. Bringing me up to 8. Shuffle up that bag. Gunpowder is now worth 3. I can say words. Okay. I don't get any bonuses when I trade, so it is back to bleh. She wants to go back to 1, does she? 1, 2, 3. Whee! There you go. So, cool. You want to move to the orange, which mission accomplished. You're already there. You're going to plunder. So you always get 1, I believe. You're getting you some rum. It's a shame I'm about to tank the price of rum, but that's alright. I already have, in fact, tanked the price of rum. Brilliant. And then, you get your bonus action. You've already taken it, which is a take a gold for me. And, again, all the ships move. So, Orange is the first merchant to successfully deliver its goods. Congratulations, Team Orange. I love how chill the merchants are. They just go back and forth the entire game. And then Green also delivers. Whoop. There goes the sugarcane. And sugar. What the hell? How is it every time I pull a cube, I always get the exact same cube back? So watch, I pull a gunpowder, I shuffle it. Okay, I did get some leaders. Okay, I guess it's just random luck. And then the Navy ship is going to come after blue again. The Navy ship is just relentlessly coming after blue, and I, for one, am here for it. And everyone is sent to repair. The nearest unoccupied cove, right? I think this counts as occupied now because the Navy ship is there. So he is going to go there. Boop. Okay, I'm going to be crossing the ship line no matter what. I could hide out. Like, the benefit of hiding out is that the Navy ship will leave you alone because they can't touch you. And you can reassign your crew any way you'd like. I guess I could do that, but I don't really see the point. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's only going to get to move 3 spaces. He's not going to be able to catch up to me anyway. So the question is, what do I want to do? I could go plunder. I could definitely go plunder, but I need a little bit of gold in order to bury another treasure. Remember, I can't pull him out of repair onto any other space, but I can pull him from repair onto the wheel. That's the difference, I think. Yeah, they can't go into the other assignments unless I get a bonus action, but I can skip wheel space with it. Okay. So the question is, do I want to plunder? I don't see why not. Like, there's no reason not to do it. So I'm going to scoot on over here. I can move 1 space, and I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I'm trying to sell gunpowder. And gunpowder is right there. That's fine. Because I do plunder, then fight. I'm going to skip that. So yeah, we're going to do plunder. I'm not going to hide out. And I get myself 1 cube out of the bag. It is Kofe. Okay. Cool story. I can't bury. I don't have enough gold yet. But thanks for offering, Cutter. You're quite the dude. I then move the orange and the purple ship. He gets to move them. They always go vertically, except they don't ever want them to be on the same space. And then the Navy ship moves towards me. And how specifically does he do it? Okay. Oh, so it's going to go blue. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Cool. Back to blue. They want to go to 1. They're not going to get to 1, but they are going to get to 5. So they're going to go bop. And they're going to search, but first they move towards orange, which they can do. They can move 2 spaces pretty easily. That's going to be a 1-2. They're then going to search. Not that one, though. The one they're actually in. No, wait a minute. What? I moved the merchant. Oh my gosh. Instead of moving blue. So this is the one I was supposed to search. You want to... No, you want to head towards orange. So you're going to go 1-2. And you're going to end up searching this one. You can't use that because they're not affected by storms. So you just get 1 gold piece. And search also lets you trade. And you have 1 rum on the ship, so you get another 2 gold. So we've gotten really lucky in my test game before I played this one for y'all. They just kept getting max value goods every single time. So they were like flying through it. Alright. I could fire. I'm not gonna. I have no one to really fight. I still gotta sell me some gunpowder. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip over this again. I collect him. I'm gonna put him in a rigging because I'm sick of going so slowly. I'm gonna search. I'm gonna come over here. I get 3 gold. Holy shit. One, 2, 3. I'm literally 1 gold away from burying treasure again. Very nice. I could bury if I had enough gold. I don't. Oh, but I do get to trade. Unfortunately, Cabin's action comes first, so I can't bury it now. But I do get to trade. If there's a legal place to trade, but there isn't, sadly. Womp womp. I just want to double check and make sure that the bonus trade still has to follow like the rules. Yeah, it does. Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot trade either because I'm not in a legal space. So that's unfortunate, but that's alright. You want to go back to 1. I can accommodate that this time. So, 1 arena is go toward the orange ship, which you shall. And you want to plunder. You can plunder from anywhere. And then you steal the gold from it. You don't really take it from me, you just take it. And that's it, right? No, and then the ships move. So I'm going to say orange goes here, green goes here. The Navy ship is going to jostle him again. Everyone gets kicked out to... Not you. Everyone gets kicked out to repair again. This really slow pace means that I basically just keep wrecking his shit. Let me make sure that I'm not cheating here about crossing the ship line and that I am in fact moving it correctly. No, it goes to the active player. Right, which is him. Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. This is all legit. He's gonna go to a new cove. He's gonna pop over to here. Alright. Back to me. I still got 2 more slots for crew. As much as I would like to trade, I think crew is always good. Especially when you remember to refill it. Okay. Betty Blunderbuss can search on a plunder. That's not terrible. The problem is search has a finite utility in the game. Eventually all the search tokens will be gone. And I kind of like being able to move after I search. Do I have all the numbers covered? I don't have 5. I have one other option, actually. I'm only going to do this because my next plan is to trade, and rum and sugarcane is worth 4 anyway. Well, I have gunpowder and coffee. Yeah, I'm going to sell coffee. I'm going to spend 1 gold, and I'm going to wipe the board, which is a thing you're allowed to do. Just so you don't think I'm making it up. Because it's easy to forget this is a thing you can do whenever you crew up. You can spend 1 gold. Get 3 new people. Give me some really cool abilities. Okay. So you get Ursula Bane, lets me move on a fight. I get Black-Eyed Brutus, who helps me reroll dice and really hits hard on a 6. And what the heck is Pale Pim's deal? Oh, I can basically turn any cube into any other cube. At some point I'm gonna have to fight, so I'm kind of leaning towards Black-Eyed Brutus is pretty scary. But the ability to just swap goods whenever I want to on a search is really good. I'm gonna take him. It's just too good. I'm sorry. If you're the biggest fan of Black-Eyed Brutus the world has ever seen, I apologize, but here we are. It's just so strong. I can basically swap any good at any time. It's brilliant. We unleash Tina Trickshot. I got her last game. The ability to bury right after a fight can be very strong, especially if you just like kill the merchant ship. So, let us roll for blue. Blue wants to go to 4. So we're going to drop, and you go to 4. You then want to move towards the green ship, yeah? Yeah. So, boop. And then you shall get to crew up, which means you collect 1 crew from the top of the deck always. You're getting really strong in combat with Lieutenant Flint. I don't love that, but that's all right. And you get 1 gold whenever you crew up. All right. Next, we're gonna trade. So we're gonna come over... Shit, no I'm not. No, selling gunpowder is fine. I know coffee is worth more, but gunpowder gets me enough to bury anyway. So I'm fine with this. Only gonna sell 1 gunpowder, because I'm not gonna waste my money. That increases up to 3, which means as soon as I get a chance to bury, which I can do next turn, it'll be great. Oh, and then the last thing we do is gunpowder drops down to 2 doubloons now. That's me done. Next up we have... Oh shit, Getting wrecked by the Navy ship is definitely unpleasant, but it's not the end of the world either. So I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and roll our die. 6. Ooh, first time in the entire game they rolled a 6. So they get a special action. They get to crew up. That's all they do this turn. They just crew up. Now, very important thing is going to happen henceforth. Anytime they, I had Salty Pete next turn. I never got to use them, but that's really good. Every time he would crew up from now on, he just wipes the 3. He just wipes the 3. Cool. So, we're gonna get the Navy ship after us. I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is I can try to bury treasure. All I have to do for that is plundering. Is there a 12 nearby? It's 2 spaces away. Oh, I can move 2 spaces. Yes. The rigging will knock me out, but this is perfect. So I'm gonna go 1, 2. He then gets jostled, so he's kicked out of the rigging. That's fine. Oh, sorry, I didn't actually move my captain. That always should happen first. I then get to take the plunder action. I do get to plunder 2 cubes, so I'm gonna plunder both of them and then decide which ones I want to keep. I will get rid of the gunpowder because it's the least valuable now. And we'll be able to make a killing on coffee if I can figure out where that gets sold. Most importantly, plunder action, I bury the treasure. Like so. And I complete my turn after... so he gets to move them. He always goes vertical with the merchant ships. Technically I moved them in the wrong order. Orange always goes before green. And then the Navy ship. The Navy ship's not going to move 4 spaces because it really doesn't like me. Oh no, you extra jostled me. Guess what? Everyone's already in repair anyway, so fuck you, Navy. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. Pow. Alright. It is Blue's turn. Four. They're already on 4, so they're really wanting to move farther if they can. So we're going to drop this one off here and go bloop. That's all they can get to. 4 means they want to go toward the green ship, so they will. They're on 1, which is plunder. So they're going to get themselves some rum. And last, but certainly not least, we have to give them... They take 1 gold from me. Funny story, I don't have any gold, so fuck you. And then they move the ships again. So orange is gonna go here. Green goes here. I'm deciding basically, and then he goes after the active player. So he gets kicked right back to the nearest cove, which is up here, and everyone is jostled again. Okay. So, what do I want to do now? I mean, I haven't fought a ship the entire time, but I also can't move quickly enough. Alas. So fighting doesn't make a lot of sense. Alright, where can I sell coffee? Who wants to buy the coffee? You do. And you do. I'd love to sink a merchant ship. I can't. I can't move quickly enough. I could search, which will let me trade. That doesn't really help me, though. And go back that way. Ugh. Oh, you buy sugarcane. Okay. Like, guys, I can probably win the game very soon if I'm able to get this coffee sold. I could just take the fire action and then not fire. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna come over to here. Just take the fire action, and oh no, I have no one to fight, and that ends my turn. It's inefficient, but it's critical importance that I sell my coffee. Because that's going to basically put me in the driver's seat to bury my third treasure in the very near future. Alright, what's blue going to do? Blue gets a 2. Blue, I may not want to fight, but blue wants to fight. Blue can only move 2 spaces, unfortunately. Sucks to be you, my dude. Oh no, but he does get 3 moves if he's taking the fire action. So does get to move 3 spaces. Is that enough to get him to the green merchant ship? It is. Alright. It is shooting time. So he gets 1 automatic hit, 2 automatic hits. Green is still only level 2. So as long as she doesn't get... All she needs is 1 hit to succeed. And she definitely got 1 hit. She doesn't need 1s or 3s, which is pretty funny. But anyway. The green ship is destroyed. So you take the sugarcane. Do you trade when you get your 3rd one or after you get your 3rd one? Let me just real quick check that out here. Oh, it immediately trades if it's the 3rd cube. Okay. So now you're going to sell your sugarcane, which is going to be worth 8 gross. That's you buried. So you go bloop. And then you're going to bury in the closest possible spot, which is very conveniently right here. Green goes as far away from them as they can, and they get a new good. Done. Alright, it is my turn. I'm going to move to the search space. I'm going to come over here. I get to search first. And I get the ability to go through a storm for free. Neat. I then sell my coffee for 10 glorious doubloons. And I got to do something else, I thought. Oh, I can swap anything on the ship for anything else. I could, you know what? I can do them in any order, right? I think I can do my bonus actions for the crew in any order. Yes, I can. So which means I could have turned the 3rd one into coffee also. I could turn the rum into coffee and then traded that, which then max out my gold. Maxes out my gold, sorry. Very good. Very, very good. And then the price of coffee craters. And that's me done. Next comes blue. 5. So you're going to drop 1 and 2. You're going to go over to here. So that is go towards me and then search. There's nothing to search here, though. But you get to trade every time you search. Which means you get to sell your rum. Which is 4 gold for you. Remember, you don't get to make change, which is why I don't have, like, insane amounts of... Which is why they don't get to, like, take the over and take the extra change. You just put into the next chest. Okay. I need to find a place to bury my treasure. And there's a 12 right there. I can bury on plunder, or I can bury on search. I'm gonna go 1, 2. Yeah, just 1, 2. I'm gonna go whoop. I get to move 1 space. I elect not to take the plunder action, and I bury my 3rd treasure chest. Boom. Boom indeed. A glorious victory for the Black Pirate. I never increased my legend level the entire game. It just wasn't in the cards for me to fight. I kept getting jostled, and you can't put them right back into cannons. That's not how that works. Once they're in repair, they're stuck in repair unless you put them out on the wheel. So that is the interesting thing there. So, that was Tiny Epic Pirates. First of all, the game itself is really strong. The theme really comes through. It's very exciting. Every game is different, and there's loads of paths to victory. You can very easily, let me show you, you can very easily come up with the murder the merchant strategy to make a lot of money. Like, you can just start, like, wrecking face on the higher level merchants and just earning all of the money, which is pretty cool. You can fight the other players to bump up your legend level, which also gets you money, and some very cool permanent bonuses. I never even got my 4th deckhand. Didn't need him. You can manipulate the market like I did. That was my path to victory in this game. Or you could just go search. And there's lots of things to be discovered there. So, very, very fun game. Very easy to play. It plays really well as a multiplayer game. It plays surprisingly well solo. I'll talk more about the solo mode particularly in just a minute. I want to talk about a couple things about the game itself. There's randomness. But. It is not difficult to mitigate that randomness. The only randomness you can't really control is which booty you get out of the bag when you plunder. But even that, if you get a cool dude like our pal Pale Pim, you can just swap it at any time and it's great. Yeah, the dice roll is obviously a big part of the combat, but you can mitigate that die luck by just getting the right crew. I never used my Surefire token because I never actually fought anybody after I lost that first fight. But that's a guaranteed number of any choice. I could say pick a 6 and get 2 guaranteed hits. Or 3 or 2 or whatever. Actually, I think it would give me 3 guaranteed hits, so 3 is probably what I would pick. So that is a nice way to mitigate the dice luck. That's always what I care about. I have no problem with luck in games. I have a problem when a game relies on dice and you can't do anything to affect the outcome. That's why I don't like Monopoly. I don't like Monopoly for a lot of reasons, but I especially don't like it for that. If you just keep rolling doubles and keep going to jail on Monopoly, there's nothing you can do about that. And yes, going to jail is not the worst thing in the world of Monopoly. There's actually good strategic reasons to go there, depending if you play rules as written. But it's not great. And if you don't land on a property, and it's possible that no one will ever land on a property, it's bleh. I don't like games where it's pure luck, like Yahtzee. Yahtzee is barest mitigation of luck. You have to pick which dice to reroll. But anyway, so good on Tiny Epic Pirates on that. Really, really smart. The crew are amazing. The crew are, I think, the best feature of the game because each one makes you significantly more powerful and gives you more options. Thanks to Cutter Fang, who I didn't really want early on in the game. I was really debating him. I could bury on a plunder, and that's so powerful. An extra bury action you can do whenever you want is it's just good. I love the idea of the legends. I didn't have a real reason to do it this game. But it feels good to level up and get some permanent powerful boost. 3 dice in combat is massive. So good. I never did it, by the way. You can always choose to mutiny and flip your captain to the other side. You can do that once per game, but it gives you different dice at the top and different bonus actions. So in this case, you get bury and plunder instead of bury and fight. But I like good old Captain Carmen Rouge. She seems like a good in. So yeah. The only thing I would say strategically is I love that you always shuffle up the map. That's always very interesting. I think search is underpowered. I really think search is underpowered. Now, thankfully, of course, it gives you a bunch of bonus actions with the captain. But search is finite. At some point in some games, there will be no search tokens left. In which case, search is basically useless. And I don't think the search tokens are powerful enough. Not compared to any other action you can take. Like, the best thing you can get from a search token is 3 gold. And that's not terrible, right? That's a good thing to have. It's 3 gold. But other than that, yeah, I don't feel great about it. I think search is the most underpowered of the actions. Getting crew is phenomenal. It's brilliant. And one thing I didn't mention is players. You can always discard a crew to get a new crew. So that's a very cool thing. Which I quite like. But search just seems so underpowered that I get why so many of them give you a bonus to make search worth taking. But other than that, it always seems like kind of a cop-out. Like, oh boy, I get a free token. Yes, it's always good. But it's rarely game-breaking. That's just my 2 cents on that. I think search is the worst of the actions. It was great for me because I carefully set up my crew to take advantage of that. But for most of the cases, not so much. Newt Sumooch. So, there's anything with this game I don't like. And not really. The Navy ship is punishing without being awful. I think if the Navy ship would like take your cargo, it would be thematic, but also make the Navy ship like the worst thing ever. As you saw with our mortal nemesis here, you can keep getting attacked by the Navy over and over and over again, especially with the AI player because they're based purely on the die roll. This is not a game that rewards you for moving very, very quickly and just doing the same action over and over again. It's actually going to bite you in the ass. It's important to vary up your actions so that you stay ahead of the Navy and so that you can get the most out of any given turn. Let's talk solo mode now. The first time I played my test game of this solo, because I'd never played the game solo before, I made a couple of big goofs that I almost said early on here, which is the idea that you can't pick somebody up and then use them again on the same turn. Actually, I guess you could, but you just have to be in a different space. Anyway. So, thing I don't like about the solo game. It's the only thing I really dislike. The fact that the AI always gets a bonus action. That is, I think, the most unfair part of the entire solo mode. I get it. And once you're reasonably far away into your strategy, you can very quickly overcome that. But the solo player can get a big edge early on if he gets lucky. Or she gets lucky. Especially the ability to trade anything at any time, anywhere on the map. In my test game, it literally ended up being back-to-back 10 gold out of a trade. And obviously that's random. It's randomness, you can't control that, etc., etc. But that really doesn't feel good. As someone playing against an AI, it's just... all AIs cheat, they have to. But just the pure luck of getting the right booty out of the bag and just going instantly, I trade. Oh look, I buried all my treasure already. Yeah. I also think the Navy doesn't hurt the AI as much as it hurts the human player, which is fair because they get hit a lot more than the human player does. So that is... that's fine. That's fair. They also level up whenever they bury treasure, which lets them snowball a bit. I don't hate that. It seems reasonable to me. One thing I don't love. I don't think they can bury anytime they want to. And they can bury, like, in adjacent spaces. But again, I get it. Right? I get it. In order to get the movement system to work logically, they have to go do the logical thing, right? They have to just have a random target each time. And I get that. The only thing I really hate about the AI player is I really dislike the randomness of the booty bag combined with the randomness of the die, meaning you can very easily, they can just like bury treasure in 3 turns. They could win the game in the first 3 rounds. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but they could definitely win the game very, very quickly, and you can't do anything to counter that strategy. Other than maybe try to fuck up the market for them. Which is always possible, but you have to be in the exact right circumstances to do it. So there's other captains and other personalities. The personalities give them other bonuses here. So here's a couple of examples here. This one is Notorious. You get to fight with a +1 and a +1. You take loot from the other ship. You get to plunder twice. And they take 3 gold from you and give it to themselves. That's pretty mean. Also, by the way, Fearless, look how these are different. Fearless just gets a bunch of automatic hits, which is pretty gross. Ruthless just gets to fight a lot with guaranteed hits, but also steal shit. Vengeful, lots of plundering, lots of shooting. Greedy, lots of basically printing free gold. And then Bloody, this is for one of the expansions, which I deleted. But there are 2 expansions of the game for floating fortresses and a ghost ship, which is very thematic. The different captains all have different bonus actions here. So, Madame Drake really likes searching. Blackbeard is pretty balanced. Captain Jack has a pretty interesting mix of actions. Henry Kidd. And then Bloody Mary, or Red Mary, who's very specifically meant to be for that. So, Different solo personalities. They all play very differently. We didn't see very many search actions or legendary actions. These are ridiculously powerful. That search every adjacent space. That is just utterly insane. And I will say, I do think some of the legend actions are a little bit overpowered. They only come up, infrequently because you have to roll a 6. But still. But I really like this game. I really like it. Unlike Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, the last time we played a Tiny Epic game, where I really thought the solo mode was really punishing and unfair. Here, the randomness is unfair, but I get it. And there's no way to really mitigate the randomness of the booty bag. You can track down merchants, and then you're guaranteed to get, say, rum from this one or gunpowder from this one. I will say, and this is only for the actual board game, because I had this lovely reminder. I always forget that rum is purple. Always. Because I'm thinking, oh, rum is brown. No, brown is actually coffee. Or I'll forget that sugarcane is gray and is tan and not gray, or that gunpowder is gray and not tan. I wish there was more differences between them, or even like little itty bitty like printing on it so you don't forget it. Or here we go. Yes, I know pirates love rum, right? But call it wine, right? Wine, grapes, purple. Easy. I don't know why I have this problem with the actual board game. It is entirely possible it's just me. And literally no one else in the history of anything has ever had this problem with Tiny Epic Pirates. But I forget all the time. I always forget which good is which. Not the end of the world, but here we are. Yeah, brilliant game. I like rondels a lot. They're not my favorite action. They're not my favorite type of game. I always prefer worker placement or deck building, and this game doesn't either of those, sadly. But I love the rondel. I love the deckhands and how powerful they can be, and how much you genuinely miss them when you get jostled. Like, it doesn't seem like it's a big deal to get jostled. But then, like, as you saw for most of the game, I could barely move. And I can't just... I mean, I would feel stupid if I could have just pulled people off the wheel, but I don't think you can. Yeah, you can't take them from the wheel. There's even that warning, so you can't just, like, infinitely skip. But yeah, the only way to get them off of the wheel is to either skip over them or to get jostled. Which is fine. Which is fine. Okay. I love the artwork. I do enjoy it quite a lot. Yeah. It's just a really good game. And I always seem surprised when I play Tiny Epic games. I don't love every Tiny Epic game. I think by and large when I buy them I'm satisfied and I'm happy that I bought them. Tiny Epic Dungeons isn't my favorite. And Tiny Epic Mechs is... It's cool, but it's not my very favorite either. Like we said, Abby, let's play either one of those games. I'd say sure. I love Tiny Epic games. Maybe I just need to play them again. But Tiny Epic Dungeons is way too complicated for a Tiny Epic game. There's too many rules, and it's very easy to forget them. And Tiny Epic Mechs is just... I love the theme. I should love that game. And I don't. I was thinking there's not enough randomness in that game. Because the combat's deterministic. Maybe that's my problem with it. I like a little bit of randomness in my combat. I don't like it to be too deterministic because then there's basically no point. So, I hope you guys enjoyed Tiny Epic Pirates. Next up, this is going to be a long one. We're going to be playing Successors. Which I just got the 4th edition of, and I've played it once. I really like it, with a bit of a caveat, but we'll talk about that next week. So stay tuned for that one. But as for this time, this has been Avgardian, perhaps Avgardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.